guys, my name is Meg and I'm a current second year student at UWE. I'm studying business management with marketing, and today I'd like to welcome you back to the virtual open days. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about my student experience, the general vibe on campus. I'm going to be talking to you about my application process as an international student, and then at the end I'm going to open up for questions that you might have regarding anything I've talked about. So I can't wait to get going and let's get chatting. So let's first talk about what helped me make my decision at UWE Bristol. I am from Cape Town in South Africa, and I first found out about UWE at a pop-up expo at my high school, and UWE was represented there through Global Education, which is an agency that helps international students from South Africa apply to universities in the UK. Through this agency, they assured me that UWE Bristol would accept South African international students, and they had the course that I loved. So through all of that, it was almost like a very, very confirmed choice when I had realized all of that. Besides the fact it was in Bristol, which made everything better because I have family in Bristol, and I had always heard and known that Bristol is a really good student town. So as you can see from the previous slide of the pictures, Bristol is such a beautiful city and it has such a great student vibe. I'm putting a link below to a student bucket list of everything Bristol has to offer and suggest that is great for students and student friendly. A lot of the things I've tried to tick off over my 2 years of being in Bristol. So I don't know if it can help you make a bit of your decision by seeing what Bristol has on offer. But swipe up and you'll see how student-friendly the city is. So why should you pick UWE? In my opinion, I would just say that the university has amazing facilities and a great vibe. I absolutely love the vibe at UWE. As a second-year student, I've been based on French campus for my 2 years. I'm studying at the new business school, which is, I think, two or 3 years old now. It is very new and modern. It has 7 floors. There's an awesome atrium cafe at the bottom. Back to the vibe though, it's right next to the Students' Union as well, so we have that an option throughout the day to pop in, get some lunch, talk and be a bit social. The staff as well, in my opinion, I found very friendly, very easy to talk to. They replied to your emails literally on the same day. And I haven't had any bad experiences with the module leaders in my course. I've absolutely loved speaking to them, and I haven't been afraid to approach any staff member. And as well, the facilities at UWE, I'm not a very sporty person, but I did make use of them in my first year, and I'd love to say that they are great. The Centre for Sport gym is awesome, and it's right on campus, very close and accessible if you're living there as a first year student. Not to mention the Centre for Music. As well as having options to great sports facilities, there's also Stoke Park, which is right next to French campus. So it isn't really it's not part of the university, but for my student experience, I loved having Stoke Park right near French campus because it's awesome just to go for walks, runs, picnics, strolls with friends, and it has the awesome Dow House here as well. And just, I don't know, I found that really lucky having that beautiful piece of nature right next to your uni. So now that I've discussed why I chose UWE, how I got into applying to UWE, how I found out about UWE, how I've experienced UWE, and how currently I enjoy the city and my course and the overall university, I'm going to open up some questions and you can send them through and I'll answer them as best as I can. Bristol is amazing for food. I love going out and trying new places, and still I haven't been to all of the places I want to go. So yeah, there are many. I'm putting a link to a Visit Bristol article they wrote on places to eat out in Bristol. So my favourite spots to visit in Bristol would be the harbour side, the Suspension Bridge and Clifton area is really pretty to walk around, and then definitely Stoke Park, my top 3. So I'm in the business department studying business management and marketing. The course is divided up into lectures, workshops and tutorials, and I go to uni about 4 days a week, about 10 hours a week of uni.
So my freshers experience was awesome. I spent it with the people I was living with in my halls in my first year, and it just was a lot of going out, meeting new friends, exploring Bristol's nightlife. The freshers fair as well, which UWE holds, is awesome. I wouldn't say making their friends is too hard. UWE makes it really easy throughout the course to get to know people, such as there are a lot of group assignments. There's also a lot of icebreaker sessions in the beginning and getting to know your peers on your course. So there's all the accommodations are pretty similar, except for Carroll Court. I actually stayed there in my first year. Those are the little, the more like the student houses. But if you want to move into something more like the student villages, then there's Walls Court Park, which is really nice, Quantuck Met. So as soon as I got accepted and I knew it was happening for sure, and I had my dates booked and my acceptance letter, I applied for my visa as soon as then, just before I left, about 3 months before I left the UK, I think I applied. Hiking club has to be one of my favourite societies. I've been in it now for 2 years, and I was lucky enough to be on the committee this past year. So I definitely encourage you guys to sign up next year or the year after if you're thinking of coming to UWE and joining a club. Hiking club's the one. So most of the accommodation is actually on French A campus, the ones that I'm familiar with. And then I know that there are some UWE accommodations in Bristol city centre, which is 15 minutes on the bus. So it's not too far. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I hope I've helped you by answering some of your questions, and I hope you enjoy the rest of UWE's virtual open days.